So sometimes I have a bit of difficulty explaining to people what I do as a game developer. Maybe it's because I'm afraid that they think I spend my days doing this. So, I'll boil it down quickly and I'll say, I make the characters on the screen move around and do stuff. But to be honest, there's a bit more that goes into it than that. And I just don't know where to start. Here goes nothing. So I'm a game developer. I'm part of a huge entertainment and tech industry that spawns the world. We entertain about 2.2 billion players around the world, which is close to 30% of the world's population. I also happen to live in Montreal, which is one of the biggest hubs for game development in the world, with huge studios like Ubisoft, EA, Bethesda, Warner Bros., you name it. Huge games are made here by a lot of my colleagues. And in my day-to-day, I don't just make the little character move around on the screen. No, I bring code to life, turning things like this into this. I get to bridge together a variety of different fields of studies, things like physics, programming, math, but also other interesting things like literature, art, and music. I get to turn it into worlds that people can experience and explore. And I get to work with a variety of incredibly talented and passionate people like game designers, other programmers, musicians, artists, writers, you name it. But the best part about my job is that I get to express my creativity in ways that I couldn't have imagined. In ways that someone like me, who was absolutely horrible at arts and crafts in high school and who can't draw a stick figure to save my life, couldn't have thought possible. I get to turn my code into worlds where anything is possible, where things like the laws of physics or reality don't really apply. I get to make worlds where robot dinosaurs roam the lands. I can turn back the clock to 300 years before Christ and let you live in the world of the ancient Egyptians. Or I can send you to an alternate reality where you have to cook in order to save the world from a giant meatball. The only limit is my imagination. But as game developers, we try and do a bit more with games than just entertain. Because games can do more. Games can teach us about history, give us a glimpse into the minds of people who suffer from mental illness, or they can even serve as a meditative experience for some. We try and make games into more than entertainment because they can convey messages, experiences, emotions, anything really. And we try and push these games to be more than entertainment, to be maybe, like art, culture, or even power of good for good, something that can maybe change the world a bit. And that's just a small slice of what game development has to offer. Because the technology that we use has incredibly wide applications. Things like virtual reality, augmented reality, AI, machine learning, whatever you want. It has applications everywhere and the impact is huge. You could make a virtual reality simulation for surgeons so they can practice before they actually have to operate on someone's heart. Or you can make a simulation for natural disasters so you can figure out what could happen to that tiny village when an earthquake hits. Or you could even make an application for students like you, or like me, so that we can learn through experience and interacting, maybe rather than just sitting there and listening to a lecturer go on and on. What we can do in game development and by creating experiences is incredibly powerful. And as our technology keeps on advancing more and more, honestly, there is no limit to what we can do. And so yeah, that's what I do as a game developer. But to be honest, with everything that there is possible, much more interested in what you could do. Thanks.